Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. Last time I looked out in Moonglade and flew to Thunderbluff by the way, and I actually timed it. Back then it was 01:35 and I was in Thunderbluff at 01:44. So around 9 minutes the scenic route to Thunderbluff. And fair enough, it's a free ride, that's what you get for your free money sort of. Anyway, I locked out here and eventually I think I went down here in the southern part of the Barrens around Camp T, picked up a couple of quests, and I locked out exactly here because there's a NPC. It's not really a rare, it's a semi-rare. I think the instant you kill it, it'll spawn somewhere else or something like that. So alright, and he's right there, so that's kind of perfect. But it's more like a quest NPC, and like I said, I'm not sure about the instant you kill him, but not rarely, but fairly fast he will respawn. 07:40 in the morning might be a better Sunday morning might be a better timing than try to get him at, say, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday where there's a lot of people playing probably. But there you go. I get his tail spike, which transforms into a quest. But I'm not the only one that's up this morning, it looks like. We got an AFK guy here. Let's see, this guy can take the tail spike. Very nice. So, I picked up what other quests there were in the area, and the plan is to complete yeah, to be honest, I think I might even complete the level 24, 25 and 26 here, and as you can see he's sort of instant respawn. So I guess he's an instant respawn when he gets spawned. When his old corpse is still there, then it's pretty fast he can respawn, alright. He doesn't spawn there every time, but it's one of his known spawn locations. I mean, I've come across here where he weren't here, so yeah. Anyway, the lowest quest I got at the moment is are level 24, and in order to get my full rep gains I should complete them as level 29, which should definitely be possible at the moment. And here we got David, crazy guy. He's playing on his hunter with his crappy connection at the moment. He's waiting for a new box. And I think he's farming somewhere in Felwood. I'm not gonna look at the map right now because the famous Alliance police patrol roams in this area, so I'm gonna keep my eyes open. Yeah, I'm not gonna engage with the good old Brontus here, especially not at this level. And I've definitely seen people being ruffle stomped by him on Deathlog, of course. So anyway, two of the quests I picked up pretty much where I just handed in the Brontus quest here is going on down here in this area, and the Dwarven quest is right next to it. Like I said, I got quite a few level 24 quests, including a pretty nasty elite that I'm not sure I'm gonna do it alone. I might ask David for help. My recent death is still sort of roaming in the back of my head, and um, it's not like I've done it on other characters, but the problem is here again. You got the same scenario. I'm locked up in a tight space. I can't use my main kiting ability, my entangling roots. So what I need here is 3 NPCs and 3 different kind of weapons. The Alliance Police Patrol, it doesn't roam in here, by the way. So even though I'm kind of looking behind me, which is of course always nice, I don't really have to. So David and I are discussing a bit what you could use gold for in bow, and I see a ton of uses for it. I prefer having it, not to have it, let me put it like that. I guess most people do, just like real life. Money it doesn't make you happy, but it'll give you freedom to do stuff you can't otherwise do. So my new item here that I got equipped as level 28, the enduring cap. I can sort of well, feel it. I don't like using that word, but uh, yeah. So why not use it some more? It's felt. Yeah. shit, there's a lot of stealthers here. So I'm trying to troll David a bit here. He didn't take the bait though. So I don't know if you're following the conversation, but Daniel here has named his character after a French politician. I think he's right wing, and I guess everything is labeled extreme right if it's just any kind of right today in the media, and I guess that's how it's been for a long time. So his guild master is this is one of the NPCs I meet, by the way. So his guild master didn't like his name, and that's why he left the guild, because I guess the guild master was left-leaning. I could imagine something like that. To be honest, I wouldn't. But apparently, he said that other people in the guild had been offended by that politician's name. I think he's called, let me see, Eric Seymour. And he's a known figure in Denmark as well. He's not very positive of migration from, I guess, certain areas in the world. But it's not like he's not hateful in any way. He's just full of facts, really. But that's another story. And in my case, I mean, you could call your character Stalin or maybe not Hitler. I don't think that will work out today. I don't really care. Personally, I wouldn't do it. If there's two thing I doesn't flash in public, it's my well, I can discuss politics. I don't mind doing that if people want to. It's usually not something I bring up, but I'll tell people my opinion if asked. I have no shame about that, and I'll back it up with facts, etc. and logic. but I have a problem. I mean, I don't have a problem, but I wouldn't do it in public if not asked, because if there's two things that people really get provoked about, it's politics and sports. So one thing I wouldn't do, not that I don't give a shit about, say, football, for instance, or soccer, as the Americans call it, but I would never put a sticker of a certain football team in the, say, in the window of my car, because I think there's a really good chance some scumbag will crush your window or give your car some kind of vandalism if he saw that sticker. Let's see what he wrote here. I'm just gonna write that to David, really. So now we're discussing football. Good topics here from right in the morning. So yeah, politics and football, always good topics if you want to get in each other people's throats. But that's what I told you guys is exactly what I told David now. And I'm not surprised that someone will feel offended about a politician. By the way, I got so back to back to questing here. I got one of the weapons that I need, and I got one of the skulls that I need. So on the map here, I can sort of move forward, you could say, even though I'm sort of going backwards. But so that one of the characters that I need is up here. So I just gave David my profound insight on football here. To be honest, it's fine if people... Oh, I think this is my guy, by the way. I don't know why so many men, but you'll have to ask them, like football. Well, I think women too, but especially men. Um, I just... I just don't get it. Sure, I can see a match, you know, like once a year or something like that, but it bores me so much so fast, and I have no... Well, I can understand why they're making all this kind of money, because they generate money, fair enough. Uh, I mean, the players. And it's okay with me that you make a lot of money, if you generate a lot of money, but some of these salaries that the football players get, this just seem like completely insane to me for running around kicking to a fucking leather ball. Yeah. This guy, by the way, I'm not sure if I need him. He's a quest NPC as well. But to be honest, I don't recall if I killed him already. I can't really see because he might be sort of hidden behind this. So I think I'm gonna kill him, just not for the fun of it, but because I think I might need him. He's one of those quest NPCs, like... sometimes he's... Sometimes these NPC, if I need them or not, they're hidden behind add-on I got for rare mobs. They could be hidden behind the skull, so let's see. And actually I didn't have him killed. He dropped this one. So yeah, sure, I'll take it. When he sort of comes right into my lab. But just to round up the politics and the football stuff. Or at least I wanted to, but now I'm just gonna let David speak here. Oh. So David, he doesn't like that, I don't know, some kind of football team had all their guys' faces on his milk due to winning a match. So he couldn't eat his cornflakes without looking at the players. And you know what? I get him. I really do. I don't want to watch the fucking football players when I'm eating my cornflakes either. But then he says that, what did he say? But he says all the best football players are blacks. Uh, and I think it's about a well-known fact that usually black people are better at, I think they're better than white people in general than on being, say, well, this is a controversial subject here, but I'm just gonna state some facts here, I guess. Oh, damn, this guy's evading. So, but I think there's nothing controversial, I guess, about saying that black people are usually better, than white people at sports. If you look at football, maybe not even the best example, but sure there's a lot of black players, and I think the reason why is maybe that black people have better, stamina or endurance, also are supposedly, I guess, maybe even better technique for, say, a football game than white people do, and that's just fine by me if that's the case. Always take the best option, sort of. That's why I'm not a pro sort of diversity due to, I mean, diversity due to diversity itself. I'm very much against that. Always pick the best. So if black players happens to be the best players, but then by all means take them on the team. But usually, I mean, you'll never see, say, in the NBA or in the basketball area that you would remove some black players in order to get in white players in order for diversity. No one ever said that. I mean, it's always the other way around, and that's what bothers me. It's always sort of, it feels like it's a bit anti-white. The word diversity. Diversity means less white men. That's the exact sort of definition of it today if you look at it factually. And that's the problem I have with diversity. It's always so one-sided. Remove white men. And that is spoken as a white man too. So that's the problem I have with it. But I acknowledge that I think that black athletes are usually, I think, more, I can imagine, I guess genetically better built for sports or for running and being fast, stuff like that. Look at say, look at the world um, um, Olympics, for instance, 100-meter sprinters. It's usually like, I don't know if it's 8 or 10 guys, but it's usually like 8 or 10 black guys or black women, for that matter, or maybe one Ukrainian or something like that. Check it out, or you already know I'm right, so you don't have to check it out. I should use a little sort of effort playing here as well, but I'm just trying to be factual here. But what people don't talk about is about how many black, say, chess champions do you have? And I'm not counting on the Indians here. I'm counting on people, say, from the same places where you get the football players. My guess, I'm not sure about it, but my guess is 0. Is there some specific reason to that, or is it just because people don't play chess in Africa or in the Middle East? I don't know. It just strikes me as kind of odd that there are certain areas that some players are better, some kind of people are better than other. And yeah, I'm talking races actually. But again, I'm not trying to stir up some racial difference, or I'm looking for my stealth button here. I'm just trying to state some facts, really. And I think that people should be more open just to talk about facts. How does the world look? Not necessarily how it should look, because I think I'm not a lefty, but and I think where the left goes wrong is that the left usually it wants a world that's unrealistic, in my opinion. It may sound good on paper. Like we are all evil. No, we're not evil. We're not even, and we should all be treated even. And I guess not many people disagree from that. But the problem is now that the left wants to take it further. So instead of being as a for a start, and it's sort of a liberal political talking point, instead of um, having all people even from the start, now the left wants equality of outcome, and that's where I sort of it gets insane to me because the world is not even and it will never be even. To try and make the world even is just insane in my opinion. And you'll get all sorts of bad things from going down that road in my opinion. So you'll take away stuff from people that maybe have, I don't know, an IQ of, why should a person that have an IQ of say 130 have the same outcome as a person that have an IQ of 60 maybe? This is just an example, but it doesn't make any sense to me. And what will happen is that the people that have an IQ with 130, they will leave the area where they have to sort of hand over half or most of their um, what they've gained from, say, making a business or something like that to people with lower IQ. Um, so that's the trouble I have with that. Don't try to make the world completely even, not in outcome anyway, because it's just insane. The world is not even. If you want to make the world even, why not try to help the zebra kill the lions? It's pretty much like that, in my opinion. I mean, it's as crazy as that, really. But yeah, I guess I don't know. It's into a vast discussion, and um, I'm always open for new talking points, stuff like that. But I think, to me at least, the left is typically, we are talking the hard left here. The hard left is more about some ideas that are unrealistic than they maybe feel good talking points, but they are very unrealistic. Like say equality of outcome. Of course, it's realistic to well, it's not realistic, but you'll need a lot of say government intervention if you want to make equality of outcome, meaning that the government is going to take money from some people and give it to others. And they have sort of started it out in the United States, where you could say that because you're black, then so and so many black people should have these kind of jobs. That say being a pilot that fly a commercial airline, it's usually done by white men. Uh, and you know what? As long as these white men are the best option, they had the highest grades from the flying school or wherever they get educated, I really don't have a problem with that. But then when you start this equality and equality of outcome stuff, then you all of a sudden want, say, 20% black people and 50% of them women. But why would you do that if they're not the best for the job? But it's a long story, and I'm not going to go further into it right now. But what I wanted to point out really was that don't flash your political views or say sports in public, unless you want to get some issues, and I could probably get this just for what I said here. But like I said, I'm not afraid to state something if asked or discussed, and I was sort of discussing this with David, and I guess I went a little further. But I think as long as you can back your stuff up factually, it's like, I think one of the big differences on me personally and some of the points on the hard left is that the hard left, they have like the solution to everything up front. And to me, their solutions are ridiculous and yeah, pretty much crazy in my opinion. So you have some solutions that you think are the truth, but they're definitely not. And I mean, factually you're wrong, etc. Um, and your sort of same with your ideology, really. Um, and I usually I can. It's not like I want to go into a specific example now, but I could probably find one if I had to. But um, the thing is, I'm more like I'm looking at the real world, and then I'm sort of looking at my experiences, and I'm thinking, how do we make the world best? And in my opinion, you make the world best by say, let's take the example about the airline. Uh, you want everybody to be safe up in the air, so I can't see why it's something special to want to want the best pilot for your airplane. I don't. I couldn't give two shits about if the pilot is black or white or woman or man. I just want the best pilot. And if I'm not getting the best pilot, you know what? I'm getting another airline. So, to me, um, trying to make say quotas on airline pilots is just insanity. But I think it's typically the left, really, that you have this idea and you want to follow it no matter how crazy it actually is. I mean, making the airlines less safe in order to fulfill your ideology, because everybody with a sense of logic would probably agree that it's insane not to take the best pilot when you are responsible for say 200 lives. Why would you not take the best pilot? It's completely insane to me. That's my talking point. But you know what? If someone could come up with good arguments for doing it otherwise, then I'm all ears, really. I'm not a close-minded person at all. I just look at facts. Facts over feelings. So back to the gaming, what I actually came from here is, I think it's the last quest I'm gonna grind down in this area. And I even got to drink my coffee because I've been mouthing off this far. But if you didn't notice it, all this came from that David left his guild because his guild master wanted him to change the name of his character. His character was named Eric Samur. I'm probably not pronouncing him correctly. Eric Samur is a French politician that, in my opinion, I haven't read a lot about him, just a little bit. But he's a controversial figure in France, no doubt about it. I think he's very anti immigration in France from certain areas of the world. But the thing is, he's being very factual. So he says he's ordering red wine when he reaches 60. So I'm making fun of him due to his French heritage. So he says he wants wine when he's 60, and I'm going like, and bread and cheese. That would be so. In Denmark here, that would be like typically French. But just to round up politics, I don't think that even the radical left is not evil people, in my opinion. I know people that are on the far right. And I'm not talking Nazis from World War II or something like that, but you know, arch-conservative people. They're often labeled evil, you know, or Nazis or something like that by the left, but I don't see it that way. As long as people are factual, I don't think they're evil. 15 euros, 1500 euros for a red wine, Jesus. Or what I mean is that I think the radical left is, or at least the radical left to me, I think their intentions are well. I mean, it's not like they're evil people, but I think they're misguided. I don't think they're evil, and I don't think people on the right are evil as well. I think the people on the right have maybe had bad experiences with migration from certain areas of the world. And even though the press that I feel is very left-leaning in the West today, so even though the press have is trying to cover up certain kind of criminal behavior that comes with usually with people from another culture, certain cultures. Uh, I mean, it's like the press is always trying to cover it up, and that's why I'm sure that the left is left-leaning. And I have a problem with that because I'd like to see the world as close as it is in reality, meaning it's uneven. It's uneven in physical strength. It's uneven maybe in IQ. It's uneven in a lot of different ways, say like economically, and it's just, to me it's just ridiculous, or it's close to being insane that um, to try to make it all even. When it's obviously not. So then you could say we could try to make the world even and make it a better spot. I'll tell you what, if you gave all the people in the world the same amount of money in about an hour or something like that, you have the exact same or even worse sort of uneven economic status. So it would be a situation where you constantly had to sort of adjust for stuff that's uneven. But you could also say that would make sort of use of the government a thing. I mean, you need more government in order to distribute wealth. And of course the government would like that, because then the government is needed for a task that in my opinion is not needed. But I think it has something to do with power as well. So yeah, but enough about the political rant. It's early in the morning. But to be honest, I don't consider myself left or right. I consider myself common sense, really. And yeah, I'm pro common sense and facts. And I like feelings, but feelings is something I have for my girlfriend or my son or my parents or stuff like that. It's not something I use in politics. In politics I use logic and facts. So, David is talking about some wine. It's not that I'm afraid of this sort of officer here, but I just want to test out my reflexes here in the morning, like when I actually sort of kite her, and it looks like it. Down you go. I've just been playing a couple of episodes on my warrior. He's level 56 and still alive at this moment. But this feels sort of easy mode, uh, stress-wise, because I guess even though it's my third druid and I really don't feel like making a fourth right now, I very much prefer not to die. Um, then it's completely different game. I can't imagine how it must be to die with a level 56. It must sting, that's for sure. And it's not to go into further political discussion, but I think humans have always had the urge to, do good. If they could do themselves some good while they were doing the good thing the thing that they think is good, then it wouldn't hurt. So let's say a politician that stuff money in his own pocket, or a priest that maybe puts a bit of the money that's donated to the church in his own pocket, stuff like that. I mean, I think you've seen that since the beginning of humans coming into existence. Um, People have certain morals, but if they can sort of that's just here. Oh, a locked chest. Actually, I'll be damned. It's rare you see that. Alliance strongbox. Interesting. Almost as interesting as I would like to maybe get my rogue to come and open it. I think I might do that. Just to see what's inside, if it's still there. I need to be on layer 1 then. But that's, what I wanted to say with what I said just before is there is a saying that I think is quite true, and that is that, and it goes for politics and religion and any sort of ideology really, that the road to hell paved with good intentions, and that I think is true. That people want to do good, but often they end up doing worse when they try to do good. Okay, so we got a respawn. I'm gonna run off here before I pull the whole sort of dwarven hive here. This guy just respawned. See if we can get the last missing part. Nope. So I don't want to be caught in a lot of respawns with low mana, and that would get me in trouble, alright. I think someone just died because when this, I don't know, it says this in the Barrens. Death tarnishes Rintin's soul. So there was a player named that got killed, and it popped up. I just didn't. I had my attention elsewhere. I mean, I've seen it quite a few times here in the Barrens. So still missing one nitroglycerin. gonna bring the mob over here. It's due to respawns. Possible respawns. Oh, you wanna hit it now? Bingo. Off we go. Here's a guy. I think he gives a follow-up. I'm pretty sure he does, but it's probably fairly high level. Let's see. Yeah, I can. No, it's about the same level, really. And you know what? Might as well do it. I have to put these explosives at some flying thingy down here. Helicopter pad. I'd probably should name it. I can put all this crap in order as well. Oh, and I actually have a couple of presents here for lower level players. Some of it is pretty good, like this belt for instance. And that's sort of, you could say that's my ideology, by the way. Treat other people nicely, but be factual. I mean, treat them fairly, but yeah, but don't be false. I mean, I think one of my sort of keywords around politics is being truthful. And there's a saying too that oh, can we do this? Yeah, I just have to touch the flying machine. Ta-da! Explosion! Let's see if I can root this guy from here. Can. It's for your own best. Female dwarf. But yeah, treat other people with nicely and respectful if you can. But I don't want to, you know, that I have a problem that if people are being untruthful, I'm not gonna lie to them in order to make them happy or something like that. To my sort of world view, it's more important to be truthful than to tell someone he's a butterfly if you think he's a butterfly. It's okay with me that he wants to be a butterfly. I have no problem. He can act like a butterfly. He can dress like a butterfly. I don't really care. That's fine. But if he wants to force me to say you're a butterfly, then no, you're not. You're a human being. That's like my line of being nice, you could say. Anyway, thank you, bro. I think I got actually maybe quite a nice ring here, didn't I? Yeah, 3 into maybe. Okay, this is gonna be a little tough. 3 intellect, 3 stamina. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of tough, really. I think I'll take this one. Stamina is nice, especially as hardcore, but I guess you found out about that. But if you want to be a true caster, then I guess intellect and spirit is better. Where am I supposed to be? Oh, turn mill. So, after I died, David helped me in that cave. He went AFK now, but yeah, this is what friends are for. So why not use it? It's not cheating, and this character is not good with like I said, being in sort of closed areas where I can't use my root ability. And I had a lot of mobs hitting at me at the same time. So that's what I wanna avoid. So yeah, what I got left down here in the southern Barrens is 29, some ore sample stuff, or level 30 down there. And that seems to be a little ambitious. I got so many other quests here that I'd like to do first. This is a bug, by the way, when people land, sometimes they'll do this sort of moonwalking. Oh, by the way, it was sort of a lobby warrior. Maybe I should check if he could use some of the... or she could use... Where did she go? Because I have some pants here that I might be better for a warrior. I got 7 strength, 4 agility, and 8 strength, 3 agility. And do I want to run across Barrens in order to get her? No. Okay, screw that. I'm gonna fly to Crossroads now in order to hand in the skull here. And from there I'm probably eventually going to Ashenvale, the neighboring zone. There's a lot of level 24 quests there. And what I was, I don't recall if I said that, but what I would like David's help for is actually two-folded. There are the Alliance Police Department here. Now that I've got him, a 5900 could almost one-shot those 4 mobs. Where I would struggle a lot to do them, say, one by one, especially at this level. And in order to finally get the NPC that, yeah, I can handle 4 level 25 leads. I guess I can barely handle 1, even if I can kite them. But that's the one part, and the other part is the assault on Fenris Isle. It feels very suicidal to do that quest. I can wait until level 29 in order to get full reputation gains, but like I said, I should learn from my mistake, otherwise I'm being stupid. And the mistake is that balanced druid does not like I said, a lot of mobs hitting on him with no possibility of getting away from them or kiting them, and getting my spell cast my damage spells interrupted while being hit on. So in all ways it's not balanced. Balanced druid's strong side, to be locked up in a small area with a lot of mobs that don't like me. So I'm gonna learn from my 2 deaths, and I'm gonna ask David for help. That's why it's good to have a friend in real life as well as here. Let's see, 1360. It's a nice armor, really, very nice. But yeah, I'll take the 5 extra copper for that one. So I think I'm gonna call this an episode, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna fly versus Ashenvale. There we go. I could do that. And well, if you ever listen to all of the sort of political rant, or to me it's just really all like logic and not logic. Uh, just take it for what it is. Don't get too excited about it. And if you feel like posting a comment about it, then by all means do. But I'm not here to step on anyone's toes. The problem is, if you stick to the truth, or as close to the truth as you can come, then you will inevitably step on someone's toes, because I guess the human beings got different sort of ideas about the concept of truth and what the truth actually is. And I'm not saying like it's my way or the highway. I'm an open-minded person. My views can be changed, but they haven't been for quite a while, I think. I got eyes and nose and ears, so I can see and smell and hear, and I can make my own sort of decisions based on experience, and I can put 2 and 2 together. That's logic to me. That would make 4 and not 6, even though someone feels it's 6 or something like that. And I'm okay with, let's say, this is just a hypothetical example. If you think, I think 2 and 2 is 4, but if you think 2 and 2 is 6, then it's okay by me. It's a free world, or a free country, at least where I live, so you're entitled to feel that. The problem is if you want me to feel, or I don't feel it, but if you want my logic convinced that 2 and 2 is 6, then I'm not gonna give in. I won't give you right. And that doesn't make me a bad person or a Nazi or something like that. It makes me a person with um, other beliefs than yours, and that's it. So leave it at that. Don't get offended by it or stuff like that. Accept that people have other ideas than you. Don't try to force your ideas on them. Uh, like I'm not trying to force my ideas on someone else. I hope I can convince them by using logic. But it's not always so, and it's okay. I can live with that. No problem. Let's see. There's a level 25 quest down here. I'm just gonna pick this one up. Oh. Okay. There's a flower, I think, but it's up here on the ledge. The steel bloom. I would actually like it, but yeah. And this is one of those sort of annoying quests with such a long text line that it sort of moves questy out here. I can see I got a level 24 quest down here, and there's one down here as well. Down there. Actually a pretty badass one. So, as usual guys, I need a break now. As usual guys, thank you very much for watching this, or even maybe listening to my rants and ideas. It got a little out of context this time, but it's okay. I don't mind that. What I mind most about that really is that that would take away some of my energy from the game, you could say, so I'm not that completely focused, and that could, I guess, get me killed in the end, so maybe I should focus a little more instead of going full rant about something. But like I said, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next episode. Take care, bye bye, have a nice day. Ah, bugger.